Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. Welcome to the stream this morning. We are continuing with our world tour in Microsoft Flight Simulator, flying into every country and territory in the world. And today we are starting out at Augusto C. Sandino International Airport in Managua, Nicaragua. And we'll be flying over to José Martí International Airport in Havana, Cuba. We're going to be on Aruba Airlines, flight 931 in the Airbus A320. Let me see if I got the time right, because this real-life flight takes off about 12:30. Let's bump the time a little bit. There we go. October 15th, everything's good there. I got my parking situation set up nice, because the default parking positions, or at least with the mod that I got for this airport, they're all the planes are kind of way too far forward. So I actually got GSX and reset it so we're in the right spot for everything to look right. But anyway, we're using the Flybywire A32NX A320 mod, so we're flying in the Airbus A320 Neo. We got beautiful Aruba Airlines livery. We're using FSLTL traffic, or FSLTL Flight Simulator Live Traffic liveries. Wonderful mod. It's been working really good. GSX Pro. And I think that's about it. Bajan Hibashi's 4-season pack. Those wonderful trees in the background. So, links for that stuff is below. I think FSLTL, I don't have that in right now. I'll add that to the description. But let's get this plane going. Get everything set up. Alright, so we already got the external power on. That's why things are... I already hear things running. Turn up the brightnesses on things. We can see here in the afternoon. I'm actually gonna get boarding started so we get our pilots on board. I wish there was a way to get us on board a little earlier, because typically the pilots and the crew are on board a little bit earlier, setting things up, and then the passengers come on. With GSX, they kind of come on one right after another, which I guess for the sim is fine.
Boarding requested.
Yeah, these jetways are Latin VFR. I think I got $5, $6. And I really like them. I don't have the issue as much of jetways not working or not existing at all with them. So. I am using the default Microsoft Flight Simulator ATC. So I set up my flights now. I used to not do it this way, because I wanted to put everything in manually. But what I do now is I set up the entire flight in the flight setup screen on Microsoft Flight Simulator. That way ATC knows where I want to go. It actually worked out pretty well the last few flights doing it this way. ATC has been okay. I think we only lost ATC communication once. So, here come the pilots. Alright, so we'll do our checks really quick.
Crew boarding starting.
Parking brake is set, flaps are in the down positions, engine masters are off. Ignition normal, thrusters idle, landing gear down, nose wheel steering on, and wipers are off. We'll turn on the strobe light, auto, nav logo lights on, turn up this overhead integrated lighting. We do have external power. Let's turn on the batteries. Pure oxygen supply, and up here, nav 1, 2, and 3 begin that alignment. You see the crew coming on. I hope in the future they can GSX Pro, the guys over there, can maybe make the crew come in a little bit together, because they all look like. I like how the passengers come on; they kind of be clumped in groups, but crew's like got this separation, like we don't want to be near each other, so they all hate each other or something.
Your crew has boarded. Passengers boarding started.
Okay, passenger boarding started. We can actually see right here, so pretty cool. I'm gonna get Pack X started too to do the passenger simulation that way. I haven't seen any passengers come though. Sometimes you can see the passengers getting on, other times it doesn't work, so right now I'm not seeing anyone. Oh, there's someone coming. See, we get all the noise, but none of the passengers are really coming. There they are. There's one. I've been finding that when we did deboard, the passengers come off, but when we've been boarding, it's kind of been hit and miss coming on. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know how to set either the number of passengers we're supposed to have coming on. And so right there, it just basically showed us one passenger. Oh, still haven't figured that out. GSX settings maybe? Gotta look here. And look at the settings, it's like, there's one that basically I set how many passengers come on, but I've never seen that thing come up, so. Oh well, that's weird. Basically what it says, I think it estimates how many passengers you have based on your payload weight and everything. Right now probably we have 0, and so that's why it's confused. What I'm guessing I should probably do, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't know how. It should allow me to put it in manually at some point, but that's what it says, at least on the settings. I'm gonna have to look in. I'm gonna have to look for that on in the documentation, because I've been seeing that lately, where I'm just getting no passengers actually boarding. You only get like one guy. Alright, well, we'll get Pack X passengers loading on. We're not going to see anyone. Same thing over here. We'll go in to payload, pull it in from Sim Brief. We have 148 passengers, 400 kilos of cargo. Press play. It'll start loading in. Fuel. We need 7,500. I like to just bump it up another 100 right there. 5 minutes to take for refuel. Alright. Get our clearance, and we'll set up the rest of our things.
Ground Aruba 9er Tree 1 ready to copy IFR clearance to Marty.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 is cleared to Marty Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 10 climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 124 tree squawk 0001.
Interesting squawk. 0001.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 cleared to Marty Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 10 climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure on 124 tree squawk 0001.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.9er when ready to taxi. Good day.
Alright, so we're gonna get seatbelt sign's not on yet. No smoking. Emergency lights arm. And get into the flight computer. So part of it's filled in. Looks like a lot of it actually isn't, but there's no option for me to import it from SimBrief because I've loaded it in via the flight planning page for Microsoft Flight Simulator itself. Alright, so I'm gonna bring up the flight plan for you guys and bump this over here. Alright, so our alternate today is Mike Uniform Victor Romeo. Not sure what airport that is, where that is. And remember, that alternate's always for weather, so it's not going to be close right next to Cuba, because I think the closest airport probably would have been like Cayman Islands, but if Cuba's getting hit, Cayman Islands is probably getting hit, so that's going to be somewhere else. I'm not sure where. Flight number 931. Cost index of 42 over here. Cruise, for some reason, only flight level 240. I don't know why we have such a low cruise. It's about an hour and a half, hour 45-minute flight. So, last few flights we've been having low cruises, but they've been very short hops. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Go to the flight plan, and everything's already in here. We'll just double check to make sure it makes sense. So we're taking off runway 10, Nagor 1 SID. We're going to take that to SELEC. Let's see, we got the Duta 9 Alpha. It's a little bit different here. I'm SELEC, and then we got Amitu. I'm not sure where Dengu is, or that the airway, but it should be right. We'll just double check to get all this in. We're coming in ILS 06. Back to the top of the flight plan, go to plan page. There are arrows. Mango, Nagor, SELEC, M2, Bhutan, Hotel Alpha 411, Woolsey, Hotel Alpha 402, and the runway. Okay, so it looks good. I'm going to zoom out and see what this plan looks like. That Amitu is kind of a weird... That seriously, as far out as I can go. Yeah. I guess that's just the double check on that. I can actually look at the chart and verify that that's right. Sim brief. Yeah, that's it. Oh no, that isn't. What is that? Yeah, what is that waypoint? It should be Dengu. I'm going to try to put in Dengu here. We're going to get rid of Amitu. Put in Dengu instead. Closer. Could be closer. There we go. That's better. So we're going to shoot way over there. We want to be right there. That's right. Okay. Looks good. So we'll close the flight plan. Go back to ARC and nautical miles 10. And radio navigation page.
We're refueling someone. We should be ready shortly.
Jack, you know, you're good. You're good. I'm late. I started late. I slept until 5 minutes before the original schedule stream time. So I think I'm going to start scheduling my streams just maybe half an hour later than I have been. Let's want to put in. I'm just opening up the different. I'm opening the different charts on Navigraphs right now. Have them at hand. So the ILS will automatically fill in, and then I'm going to put in the Havana VOR, which is 116.1. Let's see, we need radial 154. I'll put that in. That's for a go around. We'll need that information. Alright. And go to performance. How do I do that? Performance page. Let's see. Transition altitude. We can grab that. Sure. 19,500. So even higher than in the United States. 19,500's transition. We're going to be doing flaps 1. I'm going to go back to init page 2. Put away the sim brief here. And I'm going to bring up our performance calculator. Why is it so big? Oops. I do want it. I'll make it smaller. Okay. Performance calculator. Gonna put in the airport we're taking off from. Hit OK. Is this the Neo? Yet we are in the Flybywire A32NX Neo. Oh, cargo loading is finished. Usually cargo loading we're waiting on. At the A320 Neo, Flybywire mod, obviously. Performance calculator, get this stuff in. Runway 10, get the metadata. Again, we don't have winds for some reason. Outside air temperature 23, 29.83 inches mercury for our pressure. Dry runway, anti-ice will be off. Takeoff weight, not sure yet. I don't think. I think there's a way for us to see. Payload page, can you see this thing? Why can't I? We got the 0 fuel weight right here. Actually, I think we can. If I look at my flight plan on the sim brief, I think I could get an estimate of the takeoff weight. It's going to be 65.6. Should be pretty close. First we got to do this though. 0 fuel weight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant speaking. At this time, please be sure to make sure all large carry-on items are in the overhead bins and your small items are underneath in front of you. If you have any trouble or need any assistance,
this will have to update
please don't hesitate
before
to let
we
a flight attendant
finish
know,
up,
and we'll
because
be happy to help.
obviously the weight's
If
not
the
all on, the
overhead bin
passenger's
is
still
full,
boarding.
please make sure you close it
7.6 for our
as a courtesy to
fuel,
other passengers.
takeoff weight
Please
62.3.
double-check
Oh, that
all
automatically
items
fills
are
in,
put away
okay.
so that the aisle
So
is
that's
clear
obviously
and
going to
other
change.
passengers can make
It's
their
going to be
way
closer to
to their seats. If
65.6.
you're in an emergency
But
exit row,
I can use that for the
please leave
calculator.
executing responsibilities in the card in the seat back in front of you. If you're not able to comply with these actions, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be released.
Oh, my
Feel free to
flight
use your cell
calculator.
phone
There we
during
go.
the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that
funky.
laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
Takeoff weight, what was it? 65.6. Center of gravity is going to be forward. Flex tab, takeoff, climb thrust, climb, flaps 1 plus F, and air conditioning on right now. Alright, so we'll go to the performance page. Put our V speeds in, V1 135, 136 for the rotate, and 138 for V2. Transition 19.5. Thrust reduction is 11.94. Engine out thing. And flex takeoff temperature 61 Celsius. 61 degrees Celsius. So we want to make sure we just keep updating this as they get on. See how that takeoff weight, center of gravity is moving. Center of gravity should end up being about 25. Otherwise our calculations are going to be completely off. See how we're doing with passenger boarding. 10 more passengers to go. Unfortunately, with a lot of these World Tour flights, a lot of places the FSLTL disc doesn't shine as well as when we do like a US flight. I am planning. It's going to be a short flight. It's going to be, what did I think? I think about an hour 45 in the air. So a little bit longer than we've been doing. Not a long flight, but not as short as last couple of streams. Where, what was the flight? The flight from, we flew El Salvador down here to Nicaragua. I think that was maybe half an hour, 45 minutes flight time. So, it'll be a little bit longer. Probably going to be the only flight we're going to do today just because we got quite a bit of stuff we got to get done. My wife's kind of freaking out. We're doing a home warming party,
We're on your
and
time now.
so we got all kinds of stuff we got to figure out before tomorrow and get ready for tomorrow.
Gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 931. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now
so we
set down
got.
and stowed. Please fasten
We'll go
your
back to
seatbelt
that
and make sure
page.
that all tray tables
So this is
and
set,
seat
right?
backs are in a full upright and locked
There you go,
position for
24.2.
departure.
Perfect.
Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Trip wind. Throw that in, and that will be the last thing I'm going to do in the flight computer. We're going to have a -6, so that's a headwind of 6 knots. Alright. And we should be ready to go. Put on the predicted wind shear. Lock the cockpit door. I can't speak. Seatbelt signs on. Barometric reference set. Okay. Barometric reference set. IRS alignment. We do. Arc 10. Flight directors both on. And let's get that APU going. That's what I should have had. Fuel pumps all on. APU bleed on, external power off. We'll get GSX, I think. Because we did it through GSX, but I think we might have to do a little bump over here too to get rid of that ground power unit. And we are ready for pushback. I think this is the right place for him to be. Yeah, what flight would you like to see for or be part of the World Tour? We'll see if that. I mean, I'm sure if it makes sense, it probably will be. That cable gets stuck there.
Departure checks complete. Bypass being inserted.
I don't know where I do a seaplane flight, but I'm sure, yeah, that'd be pretty cool actually if that's the only thing I could do. I'll have to do a seaplane. I need to do a seaplane flight at some point. Might not be part of the World Tour, but yeah, definitely if it's I just haven't run into any situation where a seaplane flight's the only option for us to do. They must have changed the sounds again. I've never heard it sound like this in the plane. Alright, we are going to runway 10. And we're at gate 12 right now. We need to turn have our nose to the left.
Looking here. Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Nice, starting engine 2.
When the seatbelt light is fastened, please make sure that your seatbelts are fastened low and tight across the lap. The faster you fit the metal fittings into one another and tight by pulling on the loose end of the strap. Release the seatbelt, lifting up the portion of the buckle. Please adjust the seatbelt fasten throughout the entire flight as you There are several emergency exits on this aircraft.
Really, that's our
Familiarize
position?
yourself with the emergency
What a great
exits on
pushback.
this aircraft. Please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket
Thank
in
you for
front of
that.
you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If you need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards it. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth. Secure the elastic band behind your head. Tighten the straps if necessary.
Nice, starting engine 1.
Normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist others. Keep your mask on
I
until a
really
member of the
do
crew
need to
advises
figure out
you
how to do the custom
In the
pushback,
unlikely event of a
because
water landing, a life
some of these
vest is
pushbacks have been less than
located
ideal.
under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it
Oh,
over
I have
your
to
head.
confirm good engine
Wrap the
start.
straps around your waist and buckle
We do
on
have
the
one
strap.
good engine start, that's all we need. So
Place the vest, pull firmly on the red
this.
cord only when exiting the aircraft. If your life
Okay,
vest does
well,
not inflate
I don't know why it's
automatically,
saying
blow
giving me
into
this
the mouthpiece
page.
for
I
fuel
need.
inflation. This vest is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion should be used as a secondary emergency device. Pull the cushion from the seat, put your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your chest. Please securely stow all personal items.
Well, this is weird how it just skipped. Okay, so it broke. Usually it's going to say, hey, I have a good engine start, and then they'll do the disconnect. I guess we can't do that. For some reason it got confused and broke, so okay, restart. I guess that's how we're going to disconnect. Oh well.
All of this information and more.
Oh, there's no
found in the
passengers I
safety
can
card
see in here.
located
Yeah,
the seat back in front of you. We suggest reading this and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us.
if there's anything modeled, yeah. The Azobo planes don't model anything inside, besides right here. Even here it's kind of weirdly modeled. Doors, kind of. Alright, let's get out of there. It's kind of weird. Yep, can't see any passengers. I think in the 737 you can go back there, but I don't think they model any passengers. Oh. Alright, engines are started. Ignition back to normal. Turn on the weather radar. Further down, APU bleed and APU come off. Runway turn off lights and taxi lights on. Transponder is set. Probe window heat still in the auto position. Spoilers set. Flaps to 1. Anti-ice if required. Auto brake set to max for our takeoff. And get our taxi clearance.
Ground Aruba 9er Tree 1 with Alpha ready to taxi IFR.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 taxi to and hold short of runway 10 via taxiway. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 10 via taxiway Aruba 9er Tree 1.
Okay. I'm going to be trying out a different replay system today. I had been using the experimental replay through Microsoft Flight Simulator. Before that, I was using Flight Recorder. There's a new one out called Sky Dolly, and I'm going to see if that one works better. The problem with Flight Recorder is you had to keep all your stuff on, your engines running once you landed, so you could do the replay and the engines would still be on. Otherwise, there would be no sound or anything. The in-game one works pretty well in that your engines are still running. I think you have to reset your flaps and your lights, and it doesn't show everything. Still, I haven't found a replay system that works as well as the default replay system in X-Plane. So it's kind of sad that X-Plane, which is designed,
We're ready for departure.
you know, is much more designed as simulation, you know, for training purposes and that kind of stuff, has a better replay system than a game than Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is more geared as a game. And for that kind of the more, I mean, obviously there are people that, you know, are enthusiasts, but, you know, for the more casual audience, they're going to want to watch replay and have an easy replay system, and X-Plane had that. I don't know why Microsoft Flight Simulator made it so difficult and kind of finicky. Alright, we're in position. Let's get our runway lights on. Strobe light, auto, takeoff. ATC, TCAS Tara. And get our flight clearance. Takeoff
Tower
clearance.
Aruba 9er, tree 1 at runway 10 ready for departure IFR to Marty.
Aruba 9er tree, 1 QNH 29er.
I like how the AI radio communication turns on its own and then doesn't do anything though. Okay, so we're just gonna have to do this all ourselves. AI sucks. Oh, they'll talk. The other voice will talk, but they won't actually do what they're supposed to do. Oh, okay. As always, we're what, 2 years into this? Over 2 years into this sim, and we still have buggy ATC, buggy AI stuff. Very specific amount of time, 14 minutes. B1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up.
Aruba 9er tree 1, contact Central America Center on 124 decimal tree. Good day.
Climb thrust.
Aruba 9er tree 1, did you copy?
Yes, my AI co-pilot should be taking these, but alright, well, I'm turning you off, so you're gonna be useless. Alright, spoilers disarmed. flaps retracted.
Central America Center Aruba 9er Tree 1 is at 2,100 feet, climbing 7,000 feet.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 Central America Center QNH to 9er.87 continue as planned.
That's Lake Managua on our left. On our right, can't really see it right now, but that's over there's Lake Nicaragua. Off the, yeah, probably right over there. It is. There's Lake Nicaragua.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 climb and maintain 9,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 9,000 feet, Aruba 931.
Climb and maintain 9,000 feet, Aruba 9er Tree 1.
No, you're not late. Did I just eat water? Yeah, I kind of wish it around. Alright, we're at 9,000 feet. Are we going to climb anymore? Or have we finally broken the in-game ATC again? Because it's been working pretty well, clearing us up, and now it's, there's no real, climb limit. What was I think that. I'd like them to clear us.
Central America Center, Aruba 9er Tree 1. Request flight level 190.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 climb and maintain flight level 190.
Haven't had to do that recently. Now I do. Oh. Alright, Jackie. Yeah, I'm probably gonna grab something here too, because we got a little bit of a longer flight. Maybe.
Aruba 9 or tree 1, please acknowledge.
Yeah.
Climb and maintain flight level 19.
Maybe I'll do
Aruba 9 or tree 1.
I'll jump on, and I kind of want to do some other stuff on this channel, like some more history-oriented stuff for a little bit. But again, I don't know how the time.
Turn on larger portable electronic devices. This is also
Seatbelt signs have come off.
Seatbelt fasten throughout the duration of the flight and do not form a line near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. You will be required to pay a small fee if you wish to access it. We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you will be able to access our wide range of free live TV and paid movie library. The flight crew has turned off
That's
the
not what I wanted to do.
seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when needed in case of unexpected turbulence.
Okay, since we got a little bit of time on this flight, I want to kind of go jump on Tier Maker. Kind of just play with that. Because I'm going to start branching out and doing some other videos, hopefully, at some point. And some of them are going to be doing some tier things, ranking stuff, especially in history, but I think we're going to start with just kind of a fun one here, because it is NFL season. But let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can get this set up right. I do need to adjust my stream for this too, make it a little bit better, but today we're just gonna kind of rough it because I'm still in the planning stages of how to do it. I think this will work with this. Before we get that, though, we want to get to our cruise. ATC, for some reason, is reluctant to get us up there today. So, but we're only cruising 24,000 for some reason, so...
Request flight level 240.
Aruba 9 or tree 1 climb and maintain flight level 240.
Climb, maintain flight level 240, Aruba 931.
Climb and maintain flight level 240.
Sounds like an
Aruba
echo chamber
931.
here, right? Okay, so let's, this up. Let me know if the outside volume is a little bit too loud. There we go. We're kind of getting this position, then we're not getting so much of that engine. Alright, so here's the tier list I'm looking at. We're gonna rank the logos for the 32 NFL teams. So let's get at it. We'll just go in. I think we'll just go in order of the teams, how they're laid out in. I think it's city order. Yeah, Arizona, Atlanta, right? So the Arizona Cardinals, I kind of like this one. I especially like when they kind of redid it, because the Cardinal before was a little. It didn't look as fierce. So I'm gonna kind of go. I think this is a good. I like it. It's a nice A logo. I'm gonna go with that for now. We might bump it around as we go along. Falcon's logo. I really liked this one when it first came out, and I kind of like the. You notice the way the Falcon is set up. It's actually it is making an F. So I think it's a pretty cool logo, but I don't know. It's kind of. It's wearing away. I really liked it when it first came out, but I'm going to put it in the B category right now. Ravens. Same thing with the Ravens. I like that logo, but it kind of just doesn't jump at me. It's a little complicated, but it's a decent logo. Bills logo. Where do I want to put the Bills? The Bills is kind of a basic logo. I think they've had this. I want to say maybe the 80s is when they kind of picked up this logo. You guys let me know where you think logos should be. I think right there. I'll go with that. Not too controversial yet, I think. Panthers logo, I think, is the same situation where it's a little complicated, but kind of cool. I think they changed it recently to make it a little bit more fierce or something. I'm gonna go with C though. Bears logo, classic logo, very simple. I don't know. It just doesn't. I mean, I'm a little biased because Bears are a rival of my team, which is the Packers. So I think I'll put it in an A category though. It's that classic. But I think we're going with logo, just logo. I mean, it's so simple. It's kind of a B logo. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Bengals logo is another one where it's like I really liked it when it first came out. It's kind of simple. It's clean. But it's kind of worn on me a little bit now. I mean, it's almost too simple now. It just doesn't have that classic clean, but I think it fits. I'll put it in the B category, I think. Browns is a D. Not an F. I mean, we don't have an F layer here. Almost, I never. I guess we just don't want to hurt anyone's feelings with these tier lists sometimes. We have deal here on this. But it kind of just doesn't, it's just a helmet. It's just their helmet. I think you could do something. I don't know what you could do, but you could do something. Cowboys star, I mean, again, it's such an iconic one. But for me, it's like, okay, it's just a star. So I put in that B category. Broncos logo, I still kind of like. I think that's still a cool logo. The Lions logo, I'm going to put in as C. It's kind of the same logo that they've always had, but they kind of put a little bit black, and they keep adjusting it slightly. And I think it could use. It needs something. It's too simple. I don't know if this is biased, but I'm going to put Packers up here. I don't know. I think I am, because it's a great logo. I mean, it's just classic. Again, I might bump up some other ones based on that. Again, I'm biased too. Texans, and that's the thing with this Texans logo. I think the Texans logo kind of fits in this category where it's very simple. It's pretty cool. I really liked it when it came out. Colts. I think the Colts is kind of. Again, it's one of these. I might bump the Cowboys up again because I think Colts is a really good logo on that front. Jaguars logo, I think comes in the B category. I really like it. It's a little busy, but I love the I just love the color scheme that they have on that logo. Chiefs, again, I think is so hard for me to kind of choose it. And we'll put them here. We'll kind of save these. We'll see. I might have come back and we'll move things around. Chargers logo, I kind of, I don't know. It's at first I kind of want to go right there, but then I also kind of want to go here. So I think we're gonna go in the B category. I hate this one. This just, I don't. The old Ram logo. The old Rams logo. Let me pull it up. Los Angeles Rams. The Rams have so many good logos. Yehoshua, welcome in. We're just ranking logos right now, so let's go on Wikipedia. I think I hate their uniforms. The Rams uniforms too. This weird, like gradient numbers. I mean, it looks like a high school uniform. It's just so bad. And their helmets, again, it's just the helmets are it's growing on me. I don't hate it as much as I did when it first came out, but I just think the classic Rams, sometimes we upgrade things just for the sake of it. And look at that, this is perfect. The horns. You could either go with the white ones, or that's a perfect picture. They have like the old logos. I mean, they just had this consistent, you know, this look. I even like this one when they would switch to that kind of that modern, but I might be wrong. This might have been their logo might have just been the helmet though. This logo's kind of, or that's a word mark. Where's their old logo? Because I might be completely off base. I mean, there's one logo right there. I don't like that one. It's a little, but all the logos back in the day were a little too complicated. That kind of those hand-drawn ones. All right, I can't find the old logo right now. Let's see. Let me do a better search here. Rams old logo. That'll probably give me it. There it is. Now that I'm looking at the old logo, I don't love the old logo. Okay, here's kind of a, I mean, this sucks. This is like the Browns one. This is okay. I mean, none of them are great. I mean, I prefer the helmet design better. I don't want the helmet as the logo, but I mean, yeah. I guess you had to do something for LA, but I don't know if that was it. Alright, so I'm going to put that in the D tier. How are you? I'm good. How am I? How are you? I have to read it. I'm doing good, I'm just doing something a little different here to pass the flight time. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I just wanted to start with something a little fun. NFL logo. Since it is football season here in the United States, we're full swing. But I'll probably jump into some other tier lists here, get maybe some more history a little bit. And hopefully I'm going to start putting out some YouTube videos, doing some tier lists, doing some reaction videos to some other history videos out there, and making my own history videos. I'm really looking forward to doing that, if I can find the time. That's one of the big things. Alright, Raiders logo. Again, iconic logo, but I think kind of fits in that, it's kind of that average B level. I'm going to bump a few of these, I think, up, because where we're fitting. Dolphins logo, I think I like this logo. And I actually like the updated version where they got rid of the, they did change it. It used to have the helmet. So here we go, old Dolphins logo. The Dolphins logo used to have the helmet. That's what the logo used to look like. It used to have the helmet. So you had a dolphin with a helmet on a helmet. So it was kind of, there you go. How about that one? But I like this. It's very clean. Dove. Is Dove bear? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I haven't learned that yet. Hey, Jackie. Awesome. Alright, the Vikings even changed their logo slightly. This is what's crazy. Here, old Vikings logo. Let's see if I can find. It's gonna show me various logos. Yeah, perfect. I love just looking at some of these evolutions. So you can see. So, wait, what changed almost? Kind of, what did they do? Change his skin tone a little bit, it looks like. They kind of made it darker. Yeah, 2013, they kind of cleaned it up. Just made it a little simpler. Got rid of a little bit of the shading there. Actually, the shading just kind of moved around on all these too. So, kind of like the alternates a little bit. Those are pretty good. Not terrible. Even though I hate them. So I'm going to put the Vikings logo, though. I don't love it. Kind of a little bit too busy still. Just a guy facing off one direction. Let me know what you think. Tell me where you think a logo should go. The Patriots one, it's kind of derided as the Flying Elvis. I think they switched to this in the probably 1995, 1994. A whole bunch of teams switched logos right before the Packers. So the Packers, my team, we played the Patriots in Super Bowl 31 in 1997, the 96 season. And they already had this logo. I think the year before they had it. But their old logo, which again, I don't think would work. It's just, again, a little bit too busy, a little too retro, but it's kind of just a little bit cooler. I mean, you had these, isn't that much cooler kind of logo? I mean, this guy looks like a Patriot, but obviously, this is much more of a logo-y logo, but just the way it kind of comes out, it's weird. I've never known, is there supposed to be like a letter in there? Is there an E? I don't know. So I'm gonna go, I think this falls into there. I think it's kind of worn out at this point. The Saints logo, I think that's right there. It's nice, clean, classic, the fleur-de-lis. I like this New York Jets logo, actually. I really actually like this one when they went back to that. Because I think during the 80s, the New York Giants, yeah, they had this kind of logo. Ooh, we could rank airline logos. That'd be a cool one to do, actually. Oh, I like New York. Clean. I love, when they just have that, when they went back to their old traditional uniforms. I like traditional teams that stick with the kind of that very traditional, what they've had for their entire existence. The Packers haven't had the same uniforms their entire existence, but again, it's a very old school uniform. The Giants now have that. The 49ers even have done that, where they've gone back to just having a very simple uniform. New York Jets. New York Jets is I don't even know if this is their current logo anymore. Actually, I'm gonna put it in the kind of that average category. Actually, I'm gonna put it down here. I think again, you could have something better than just having a football with Jets and New York written on it. They actually used to have something like that. Let's look. New York Jets logos. Do you know what I mean? You could have a jet. Have a jet. This is actually their new one. I think. Have they updated their logo? Because I think that is that their new logo? That looks a little crappy right there. But I like them trying to get that jet motif in there, though. I'll actually have a jet. I think these are their... Yep, they still haven't changed their logo. But on their helmets, they no longer just have that logo. They kind of added this little Jets word mark instead. Which I don't really love. I actually like their older uniforms. So, I'm going to put Jets in the C category. Actually, I'm going to put it down here. I mean, LA is better than the Jets logo, I think. So, if I'm going to redo this, I might put LA up there. The Eagles logo. I think the Eagles logo kind of falls in here. I actually like it. The Eagles logo, it's an upgrade over what they had. It's again very simple. I think the Falcons have kind of... I liked that Falcon logo when it first came out, but now it kind of is like, what is it almost? Steelers logo, again, classic. But I probably put in the A. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe even here. I mean, again, it's a classic logo, but again, there's not a lot going on with it. It's just the steel logo and the circle. I love the diamonds. I mean, there's elements of it, but it's kind of just like, eh. Yep. Okay, well, we'll get to that one, Yehoshua. Okay, Seahawks. Seahawks I think is a good... This one... It's either B or A. I think I'm going to go A. It's got that... It's got that kind of totem pole look to it, I think was what they were going for. It's really just an upgraded version of their logo, Seahawks logo. Gave it a little bit more of a fierce look. Let's see if we can find the old one. So it's kind of got that totem pole look. I like that even, where you can do this head-on one. A little strange, but yeah. See, there's the kind of the old one. It was like, all right, kind of Egyptian looking. I don't know if this is that what it used to look like? Is that really the old logo? I mean, I know the old logo. The blue was a little bit lighter. That was green. Definitely just green, straight up green in there. That's very Egyptian, that eye. Very Egyptian. I don't know. I think now that I see their old logo up close, because I don't think I ever noticed that kind of very Egyptian eye, that this fits better. This feels like more of a totem pole, which is, you know, a lot of totem poles are up in that from that northwest tribes, Native American tribes. Man, we are still flying over... Yeah, we are flying right now over... We're still over Nicaragua. We're just about to cross into Honduras. Soon we'll be flying over the Caribbean. So, I'm surprised that we're still overland. A lot of... I'm assuming that's just a lot of jungle down there. Back to the logos. Okay. San Francisco, again, this is a classic logo. I like what they've done with their jerseys, gone back to kind of that simpler jersey layout. You know, even, I think they have their name there right across their chest, but I kind of like that. But otherwise it's very simple. It's not so cluttered. I'm gonna put San Francisco in the B category. Actually, probably the C category. I mean, it's a little, eh. It is live weather. I don't have live time. Live time I have a 103. See live time. Not that much difference. Sun's just at a different position, so I'm gonna go. Alright, Buccaneers. I think Buccaneers I would put here. I think this is a good logo. Again, this is such a weird ranking. Do I like that one? I don't know. I'm not going to freak out too much about it. Titans logo, I kind of like. I think this one... I think I put it in the A category. Even though when I do see it a lot now, it's kind of aged. I'm going to put B because it's kind of that same thing with the Falcons and the Ravens. You know, there's the Jaguars where it came out, they kind of pop. I think the Jaguars actually I'm going to put there. I like that. I think the Jaguars one still works, even though they keep tweaking it. I think this one works really nice. Titans looks a little flat to me, which is... I kind of like flat logos, though, at the same time. But, I think it's kind of aged a little bit. And then the Washington one is just a letter. I think I'll put it in the C category. It's not terrible. Again, it's a very simple. You could draw it. It's not terrible. It's not great. But yeah, Yehoshua was mentioning the old, because it was the Redskins. So here was the Redskins logo, and obviously it's been replaced because, you know, it's offensive. I mean, the team name is an offensive team name, and I get the team name, I suppose, but at the same time, it's like, okay, are they trying to be offensive? And if you're gonna put the, this Native American warrior chief on your logo, why would you want that as your team name if you're like, oh, you can't be offensive? I think this one was back in the. I think there was a point where this was the logo, and I kind of like that. I think that would have been. I mean, ooh, that's kind of a cool logo there. Even, I mean, it looks a little generic, kind of like, okay, created logo, but there's some pretty good options. I mean, that would have been a cool update for it, I think. Or there's definitely ways you could have made a more modern update of this, kind of old school, but I think you could have done something like this. I think that when they had just the arrow, and I mean, it's like, I don't know. Again, it's kind of a shame because you have a lot of schools, especially in Wisconsin, where we have a lot of teams that school mascots where they're Native Americans, or the Warriors or something like that. But the Warrior is a Native American warrior. My college I went to, Wisconsin Lutheran College here in Milwaukee. They just updated the logos, but it's always been. Well, this was the old one. It's always been like a crusader or a medieval, warrior kind of thing, right? That's what it was. A new one. Not careful, I'm gonna find a picture of myself. Okay. Here's the new logo. But it's kind of a shame, because I think, it's kind of cool to have, some of those. I don't subscribe to the whole thing. It's like, oh, my culture isn't a costume. It's like, again, it is a costume. It's like, no, you're part of. I mean, again, the Redskins is kind of a problematic name, I suppose, and but it's like, okay, we're just gonna get rid of all Native American or any of that stuff, and it's like, okay, well, now we're just completely losing that was even a part of our history, a little bit, feels like. My flight sim updated yesterday with a reworked Embraer E175 with 19 liveries and 136 updated airports. What flight sim is that? Because I didn't hear about anything in Microsoft Flight Simulator. All right, here's my tier list. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a little divided on it, but I guess I'll save this, and that's my tier list for NFL team logos. I guess I probably, if I did this again, it would be completely different. But I think that was kind of fun. Let's see what other tier lists. I think you mentioned airlines. Let's see if we can do an airlines tier list. Worldwide major airlines. Okay, I don't think what we're doing here. I think this is probably ranking the quality of the airline. I wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm gonna go. See if there's a better one, just like logos or something. Airlines best to worst. The airline logos. Since every flight we do here, infinite flight. Okay, well, that's cool. I wish we could get an Embraer, like a free Embraer that was good in Flight Simulator. Ooh, could we do liveries also? So every flight I do on my stream, I have an airline logo. So I'm constantly doing airline logos. So it's really looking at airline logos. So it's pretty cool to do that. But I think we're gonna go with the airline liveries. Let's do that, because that's one thing I love to do on this world tour. Also, is the only problem is these are too small. You can't really see them, Can't see them very well. Or maybe this one? Oh, these are kind of just older airline liveries. Best company logos. Best airline in the world. I want the airline livery. This is kind of cool. I think this is, they get that tail livery. It's kind of a logo, kind of the tail. This is cool. Let's do this one. Okay, so here we got Aeroflot. Aeroflot, I'm gonna put. We'll put C, because I don't like this weird little shine on the Russian flag. What is this? I don't know what airline that is. Do you know? I feel like I've flown it though, but I can't remember what it is. I wish there was a way for me to like see, like see what that airline is. Dang it. I kind of like that. You know, again, just something simple. Aero Mexico, I kind of like that. I think that's going to be a, but I'll put a C. It's interesting, but a little, eh. Air Canada, I think right there. Again, a little simple, but I like it a little bit more than Mexico, Aero Mexico. I think this is Air China. I get all my Chinese airlines mixed up because there's so many of them. And Air China, I like Air China. I put that there for now. This is Air France. Air France, I put like a C. Kind of, it's clean, but it's like, whatever. Just their colors for the flag. This has got to be an Indian airline, I would guess. Yeah, I don't like it kind of looks a little eh. New Zealand, I think, is right there. The New Zealand airline, get that. That should be their flag, the country, honestly. Something with including that. New Zealand, I'm looking forward to that. I like this one too. It's really cool. I don't know what airline that is. Hopefully we run into it. Air Alaska, I like that one too. I like the Eskimo on the tail. Tell me what you guys think also, as I put these up here. This is what is this? What is Air Nippon, right? I don't like that one. American Airlines, I kind of like this with the, the little bit of shading too. I put that in a B for now. Might bump that up to an A. It's kind of classic. I don't know what this one is. I like that. I think that's an A one. It's a really cool one. That's one, like if I saw that livery, I want to try to figure out what flight I can fly that on. That's sometimes some of these flights I'm like, oh, I really want to fly that livery on these world tours. British Airways, I don't like that weird shading. Even though I think British Airways does it in a way that kind of looks interesting. They have like it's not just shaded, but it's got like weird dots that does the shading a little bit. Is this Air Garuda or something? I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna rank that there. A little, again, I don't love gradients too much anymore. This is a China Air, which is out of Taiwan, I believe. I kind of like that. This is a China Eastern. China Eastern. I'll go right there. Yeah, it's kind of got that gradient in it. It's kind of a simple, kind of southern, same thing. The blue on it's a little of a clash. All right, so we're coming off the coast of not Nicaragua, Honduras, going up into the Caribbean. Well, not much to see in front of us at this point. We'll just kind of keep going like this. Delta, I like Delta. I really like the way it they put it on their tail there, so I think we'll go with that. EasyJet, I like EasyJet too. For some reason, it just pops on me. For some reason, I like it. That just the orange and white. I don't know why. I also kind of like the word mark. Egyptian Air, I like Egyptian Air. I like that tail. This is Saudi Arabian, right? Is it Saudi or what? No, it's is this Emirates? This would be Emirates, yeah. I believe. Emirates, I put that right there. I'll put that B. Same with Ethiopian. Etihad, I like Etihad. They got those, especially these new ones with the geometric stuff going on. Oh, who is this? I know I've done this airline. Hate it though. Yeah, I don't like that. At least right there, I don't. It's just like a Fiji. I kind of like the Fiji one. Fiji's kind of cool. I think that goes in an A. Really cool. Fin Air, I put that up there. Fin Air, I might even put S level. Frontier, I like the tail thing. I'll go there for Frontier. Not sure who this is, but that looks cool. Oh yeah, that's Eva. That's right. Yeah, Eva. Let me know. Yeah, let me know where you would like put this. Okay, so this is Hawaiian. Where should we put Hawaiian? I like Hawaiian. They changed it. I don't know what they changed exactly, but it's a slight change. But again, I kind of like the Hawaiian and Alaskan. I really like those two. And I love the colors on Hawaiian. I love the colors on Alaskan too. I mean, these are really good modern ones. I think this is Iberian, probably. That's not terrible. Not great. I'd put it right there. This is the old Iceland one, so they've actually updated it. So the old one, I would put here because it's got that gradient. It's out of date. The updated one, I kind of like them that they have those different colors. I'm gonna go probably B. Japan Airlines, kind of simple. I'm gonna go with that. Nothing special to me. JetBlue, I love. Again, I love geometric things. I think I'll put Etihad up there too. I like JetBlue. JetBlue has also got a lot of they have so many different kinds with doing cool designs on there. Yeah, we're gonna have a few JetBlue flights coming up on the U.S. tour, and I'm looking forward. I want to get 2 good liveries to do those. Anytime we do JetBlue, I'm gonna do a different livery because there's so many different ones. KLM, I like KLM. I like the Orange Blossom plane a lot. But otherwise, I think I'll put that as a C. It's kind of average. Same with Korean. Korean, it's very iconic. It just kind of pops at you, but very simple at the same time. This is LATAM. I like LATAM as well. That design, color scheme. Lufthansa, clean. Especially their new ones where they got rid of the yellow. I mean, I like the yellow, but I think the new ones are pretty clean and cool. So I put that at B. This is China. Is this China Eastern? This is China. Okay, now I gotta look up Chinese airlines. Because that's what I mean. Which one is that? That's the Chinese airline. List the airlines. Here we go. Alright, so Air China. China Eastern. Yep, I was right. China Southern. Hainan. Did we have Hainan yet? I think that's Hainan right there. Which looks better. Yeah, I don't... This looks better than the overall, actually. What else do we have? No, that's a pretty cool one. I like that. I mean, if you show me the... Pretty cool. Shanghai. I haven't done that one yet. Not Shaman. What is that? That's Sichuan. What airline is that? I feel like that's a Chinese airline, but I'm not seeing it. Is that an old logo or something? Malaysia, that might be Malaysia. Let me see. Malaysia, you might be right. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Malaysia Airlines. I'm gonna put it here again as C. It's nothing, doesn't jump at me. I mean, it's a simple logo, but it's not like, ooh, red and blue. I love Knock. Knock, yes. Knock, yeah. Knock Airlines. They knock it out. No pun intended right there. Knock Air. Show me some Knock Air planes. I love these. I saw these for the first time. I don't think I ever First time when I actually was in Thailand, we were at the airport and I saw these. I'm like, oh, that is so cool. I mean, I love it. And then they have all these different colors. They're not afraid to just go, there you go, you know. I love it. So, yep, knock is definitely in the S level. Qantas, I put that right there. I mean, it's pretty, I like that. Get that kangaroo in there. Guitar, I like guitar. I like the logo, or I like the color scheme a little bit. B, yeah, probably C, actually, to be honest. Ryanair, kind of like Ryanair, the scheme. Scandinavian Air Systems. Let's see, the average. Saudi Arabian. There. Singapore Airlines. Going by the logo. Kind of that. I don't love the entire livery, but I think the logo is alright. I think I put the logo right there. The logo with Qatar. I like that logo. I think it should go there. I mean, if we're going straight off logo, Aeromexico can go up too, because I think that's a really cool. Bring in the kind of the Aztec look. Ooh. South African Airways, which is... do they even exist anymore? I can't remember if they went out of... they're gone or not, but... another one where... I kind of want to go with that. I like it, but I don't... I wouldn't even put it in the B, though. Southwest, I think... I want to put the same level as Delta. I think I love the gold. I love the blue, red, and gold. I love that. Spirit. I think Spirit goes right there. I kind of like just that. It's a nice, simple kind of logo. Swiss. I'll put there. I think do that. Thai. I think Thai can go right there. Just for the logo. I don't know if I love their entire livery. Let me look at that livery again. But we're kind of judging the logo, so Thai airline livery. Yeah, I think their logo works. I mean it works, but it's the livery doesn't pop out at me all the time. It's all right. This is that's Qantas. What is this? This is oh, Turkish, right? That's Turkish, yeah. Turkish, I think. I mean, it's again with these tiers. There's some that are just clear to me that they're at least this tail, boom. I mean, I might even bump up some. Let's see. I think I'm good with these being in here. Maybe American Airlines I'll bump up there. I kind of like the American Airlines one too. It just kind of pops. Same with United. I think United, the new one, where they got rid of where it's just blue and blue. I like that. I think that's worked. So there's my tier list for logos, at least the ones that are available on here. What do you guys think? Where would you move something? Let's see if we can view the community rank. Alright, so I can do... no tier list. No one else has one? Dang. That would have been kind of cool to see. Like, what other people, what the rest of the community kind of looked at. Alignment? What's the... weird. Does it still? I know I flew it, but I don't know. Something got. Yeah, I guess it is. Let me see, South Africa. Oh, it's still a website. Oh, okay, it is. What was I thinking? Why did I think it wasn't anymore? Oh, it restarted actually in 2021. Okay, that's why. Because probably when I was flying it, I did those South African flights early 2021, late 2020 probably. So that was kind of where it was in this weird, like, it's shutting down position. Alright, so there's my rankings. What do you think? Again, I think there's just some that pop out completely. Again, I think I'm gonna put Egyptian up there. Yeah. So what do you think of my S level? I think my S tier. For sure these. I think for sure these. I think these two work. I mean, this one might just go right there. It's not heads or tails above this or any of the other ones. That's where I think I'll go. I should probably go to standard pressure. Alright, so we are currently right over the Caribbean. Cayman Islands are going to be coming up on our right eventually. We might be able to see Jamaica off in the distance. What's that little island? That is Great Swan Island, or the Swan Islands, Little Swan Island and Great Swan Island, and the Swan Islands Airport. I've never even heard of those. Swan Island. That's what those are. See, what are the Swan Islands? Swan Islands. Part of Honduras, okay. Land area of 3.1 square kilometers, 153 kilos off the coastline of Honduras, so they're quite a ways off. Again, I was thinking, like, wow, that's crazy, but we have Alaska and Hawaii. Those aren't even close to the United States. The Little Swan Island. Get more images. Oh, that's Maine. Swan Island, Tasmania. Swan Island, Honduras. Let's see if I get. There's the airport. That's basically an airport, and maybe I'm guessing there's probably some few houses on here or something. I don't know. Let's see. Go back. Swan Islands. Yeah, let me go back to this tier list. Yehoshua, mine is LL. Did we have LL? Yeah, no LL on here. I like LL. I don't know if I'd put that S tier, but I'd probably put that A tier at least. At the very least, A tier. Swiss, okay. I can see Swiss. American, yeah. Again, American, I have in the A. Yeah, Swiss I might have ranked too low. I don't know. Hawaiian, for sure. Korean. I do like Korean, so... I mean, just... I do like I love that all their planes, they're that baby blue. I just don't know about their logo, though. I mean, obviously it's iconic. I mean, you know what it is, and you're not questioning it, but I think they could do something more. I think, especially for their tail, I mean, this could be their logo still, but I think you could blow this up and kind of have it hanging off, kind of like Alaskan or Hawaiian, where it's like, okay, we know what your logo is, we know your feel, kind of just have it there. Korean, Thai. Where did I have Thai? Thai had A. Okay, Aero Mexico. I like Aero Mexico, but I don't know if I'd put it up in my S tier. South African. I like South African too, but kind of ranking them and seeing, like, I don't know. Qantas. Yep, I got Qantas up there. All right, I can respect that. Yeah. Like, I'm going off of these right here. Just the way these look, and again, it's just gut feeling at the moment. So, like I said, if I did this tier list again, it'd probably end up being a little bit different. Especially if I did it a few months out and wasn't remembering exactly where I put things. All right, so Swan Islands, we just passed those. What do we got here? Department of the Bay Islands, Municipality Islas de la Bahia. Do they have is there any population? Islands are uninhabited. except for a small permanent Honduran naval garrison. Okay. That maintains the Islas del Cisne airport. Well, there you go. Short runway, gravel runway. Alright. Okay, let's do a history one. We'll maybe come back to Airlines. Ooh, top historical movies, 170 plus. Holy cow, historical movies. There we go. I don't think I've even seen half of those. Figures of history, countries, empires of history. When you put in history, you kind of just get, whoa. Okay, what are we gonna do? What's the next word? I'm trying to think what I want to do. Swan made me remember a direct-to-DVD franchise with the name of Swan Princess. Never heard of that. Direct-to-DVD, so I mean, or history of video game consoles, history generals, dictators. Let's see if I can do something Civil War. Like my big thing is American Civil War. Civil War. We're gonna do a Civil War general tier list. I mean, it's not gonna be terribly hard, but Civil War commanders ranked by former UFC champs. What? Maybe that might. Yeah. Causes of the Civil War. Oh, okay, I see. Civil War flags. That'd be kind of cool. And U.S. Civil War generals. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's see. Kind of show off my knowledge of who's who. Make this a little bigger. I'll put that behind me. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to rank the Civil War generals here. I almost thought this was mine that I colored, but it's not. That's someone else colored that one. Alright, so this is General Slocum. He actually got the nickname Slow Cum because he would be kind of hesitant to move in battle. I don't know what an E. Let's re-rank these because I want to have S, and then we'll do good generals, B, C, and I guess we'll go. I kind of want to do F. We won't even have a D. Like C will just be our. I mean, I could add another one. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so this is Slocum. I would put him as I put him as an average general. Irwin McDowell. He was the first commander of the Union forces right when, for the first Battle of Bull Run. Basically, when everyone thought, okay, there's going to be one big battle, the Union, the North, the government, the United States government's going to quash this rebellion, no problem. He was the commander, and it was an utter failure at that. So I'm going to put him in F. Might be a little harsh, but that's where I'm going to put him. Albert Sidney Johnston was probably the greatest general. He was the highest, I believe he was the highest ranked general in the Civil War to be killed. And before the Civil War, he was the highest ranked officer in the U.S. Army. But he went to the South. Right here, I believe he's in his U.S. Army uniform, actually. I'm not sure if he was. I don't recall if he was offered command of all the United States forces, similar to how Lee was, or if he was offered command, like overall command of all the Confederate forces. I think he was friends with President Jefferson Davis, though, of the Confederacy, so I think he might have been, but he turned it down. He was the overall commander of the Western Theater, and he died at the Battle of Shiloh in 1862 there in Tennessee. He was shot actually in the back of his knee. It got clipped. I don't know if he was hit. He was probably hit by a spent bullet or something, like just some shrapnel, like a ricochet. Clipped his artery in the back of his leg, and he knew he was wounded, but he didn't realize how bad he was wounded. And within a few, probably, I think it was, I can't remember how long time it was, but probably half an hour or whatever, he bled out, and his boots were full. His boot was full of blood. He starts swooning, past faints on his horse, and at that point they discover, oh, he's and he might have even at that point still been able to, they might have been able to save him, but his surgeon, he had sent his surgeon out forward to help his troops and take care of guys there, and so his personal doctor wasn't there to all he probably needed was to properly apply a tourniquet and he would have survived. But so I'm gonna put him as a B, probably C, because we just don't know. I mean, he just really, that was the really his beginning of his career as a Civil War general, and lost that battle, but he was killed. It's kind of a, so I'm gonna put him C. Maybe we could put an incomplete here. This is a José. He was down on the peninsula. I'm gonna put him again, kind of that average. He's not a failure. This is gonna actually be hard, and I think there's almost too many generals. I might have bit more off than I can take, and if I can even recognize half these guys. This is D.H. Hill. He was a pretty good general for under Longstreet. This is Edmund Kirby Smith, I think it is. Did some pretty good things out, I believe, out west. This is harder than I thought. I can't recognize everyone. We'll put Longstreet. I'm going to put Longstreet as, I'm kind of just hitting these Confederate generals. I'm going to put Longstreet as a general. Well, maybe a B, because kind of his bungling, he did bungle some big things up, like Gettysburg, which we call it Pickett's Charge, but it was really Longstreet's, Longstreet's assault or whatever would be a better name, because it wasn't just Pickett's division. There were a number of other divisions involved in that failed attack. I'm just going to pull people out. Here's Pickett, the aforementioned Pickett. I'd put him as a C. He really started blunder. I mean, he had Pickett's Charge, which really wasn't his fault. It wasn't a failure on his part. His division was kind of decimated by that. It was just, that was Lee pushing forward with an attack that should not have happened. But he did make a big blunder at Five Forks, I believe it was, towards the end of the war, where he was out having a picnic, and I believe Sheridan got the jump on his men, and kind of things didn't go so well. Let's focus on Union generals to start, and then we'll kind of slot in where the Confederates are. So we'll kind of do the easy ones first, I guess, right? Here's McClellan. I'd put McClellan at a B. He organized the Army of Potomac, but he was an utter failure as... I would put him... Maybe we'll put him as... I'm going to put him as a C right now. I might bump... Well, I'll put him as a B. I might bump him down, depending on where everyone else falls. I'm going to put him as a B because he did organize the Union... the Army of the Potomac. His men loved him, and it was only kind of... I don't think they ever stopped loving him, but they did vote. They didn't vote for him in mass numbers in the 1864 election when he ran against Lincoln, because at that point a lot of the soldiers also were on board that, hey, this war is a war that not only to maintain the Union, but to end slavery. This slavery thing needs to end. And McClellan was kind of the option where, well, he might, and it was also, let's finish this war. Because McClellan, I don't know if McClellan himself would have sued for peace, but there were a lot of elements of the Democratic Party that wanted to sue for peace, even as late as 1864. And it really flipped because that summer of 1864, which was just a grist mill, butcher, Grant was called the Butcher, it was just bloody the bloody offensive there of 1864, summer 1864, but it had worn Lee down so much that by November 1864, the war was looking like, yeah, the Union's going to win, the North's going to win. Why should we change horses and go from Lincoln to McClellan and possibly to a party that's going to sue for peace and make the war all this death and blood and sacrifice for nothing? So I'm going to put McClellan B for now because he did organize and train up the Army of the Potomac and make it what it would later become and be a good fighting unit at Gettysburg and moving forward. Even though he was long gone by then. Alright, this is Joseph Mower, I think. I don't know a ton about him. I'm going to put him as a C. He's not someone that jumps out. I think this guy right here, this is, that's George Sykes. He was the 5th Corps commander, or he would take over as the 5th Corps commander right before the Battle of Gettysburg, when the 5th Corps, the former 5th Corps commander, George Meade, was promoted to being commander of the whole Army of the Potomac. I'm gonna put Sykes as as an average general. Wasn't terrible. Didn't jump out. Rosecrans, I'm gonna put. I kind of want to have a different level here, but we're gonna have F. Let's see if can I add another level? Yeah, let's put a D. Put a D level. Make that get this color. Oh, I did. Okay, I see. D, and we'll edit this. We'll make it kind of cute green color, and then this will be our F level for just awful, 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 awful. Okay. So I put McDowell and Rosecrans right here. They're not terrible. This is Schofield. Schofield will actually be a general of the entire army, I believe. It went. So Grant was the general of the army until he became president. Then Sherman was general of the army. Then Sheridan. I believe Schofield was the last one before they abolished that post. I believe it became then the chief of staff or whatever. So I put Schofield again. Probably a B. I'll rank him as a B. This is John Sedgwick, beloved general, I believe, of the 6th Corps. I might be wrong on the Corps, but he was in the 6th Corps, and he was killed, I think, during the Battle of the Wilderness. And if I'm not mistaken, he was, and I might be mixing up a couple of generals because there were a couple of guys, a couple Johns, and they were killed during the battle, during that 1864 campaign, Corps commanders, and one of them, and I believe it was Sedgwick. There was a couple of Confederate sharpshooters shooting at his men, and they were all cowering behind and taking cover. And he said, "Oh, they can't hit anything from this distance. They couldn't hit an elephant from this distance." Sticks his head up, gets a bullet through the head. So, in that case, a failure. But I put him as C. Was a Corps commander. Wasn't an utter failure at it, because he was still in that position. Here we have Lew Wallace, who wrote, after the war, would write Ben-Hur. I put him as a D. Could even put him as an F. But he, during the Battle of Shiloh, Grant was ordering Lew Wallace's division to the field, and Lew Wallace kept doubling back, kept getting lost on the roads to get back to the field where the Pittsburgh landing. And I don't think he ever showed up until probably the last day of fighting. Finally, his division arrived. Ambrose Burnside, utter failure as the commander of the Army of Potomac, was a great commander of the 9th Corps, did some great things there. I'm going to rank him as a C, maybe a D if you want to. I think C because I think he would have probably been a B general if not for overall command of the Army of Potomac and the disaster at the Battle of Fredericksburg, where just wave after wave of frontal assault up a hill towards a heavily entrenched line behind a stone wall. Just boneheaded decision right there by a general who had up until that point been a pretty good general. And then, so I think that drags him down to a C. I'm just gonna go again. I'm just ranking the Union generals for now. I already did a few Confederates, but we're gonna rank the Unions first. This is, I believe, John. I think that's John Reynolds. John Reynolds, again, a decent commander. I think I'd even put him as a B. He was considered right before the Battle of Gettysburg. Lincoln offered command of the Army of the Potomac to John Reynolds instead of George Meade, and Reynolds turned it down. Reynolds would then die on the first day of fighting when he was hit by a sharpshooter, Confederate sharpshooter, just there, McPherson Ridge in Gettysburg on the first day of fighting. And it was a crushing blow, and because John Reynolds was a pretty decent general, up and coming. Let's see, who do we got? We got Benjamin Butler. Benjamin Butler, he's a complicated figure, political general. I'd probably rank him as a D. Ticked off all the people in New Orleans, especially the women of New Orleans, when he was military governor there. I don't think he was terribly successful in a lot of the campaigns he was on. I believe he was commanding the Army of the James towards the end of the war, when Grant wanted all armies to kind of move in concert to put pressure on every point for the Confederacy, because the Confederates could always had interior lines that could always move from one part of their country to another. But if you were attacking every part of the country at the same time, your campaigns were synced up, you'd be able to put the Union would just win. It would just be impossible for the Confederates to fight that off. But basically, the only armies that actually did their job during that 1864 campaign was the army that Grant was traveling with, which was the Army of the Potomac under Meade, and then Sherman's group of armies out west. But anything else, Nathaniel Banks, Benjamin Butler, they all kind of started moving and then got bogged down and failed in their missions. This is Sickles right here. This guy right here, this is a Daniel Sickles. Daniel Sickles is notable prior to the war in that he shot and killed, I forget the guy's name, what his name was, but it was Francis Scott Key's son. And Francis Scott Key was the one who wrote who wrote the Star Spangled Banner. But his son was having an affair with Sickles' wife. Now, Sickles was having an affair with all kinds of women himself. But, of course, women, it's a different story, right? And so Sickles, literally broad daylight, Washington, D.C., guns Key down in the street. I believe the guy's name was Key still, but he was Francis Scott Key's last son. Guns him down in the street. Philip Barton Key, that was the name. Guns him down in the street. He's brought up, and he was also serving as a congressman. That's why he was in Washington, D.C., New York congressman. And he, was brought to trial. One of his lawyers was Edwin Stanton, who would later be Secretary of War under Lincoln during the Civil War. And they pled temporary. It was the first temporary insanity plea, argument in American history. And then at the Battle of Gettysburg, he lost his right leg because he moved his third corps out of line on the third day of fighting, or the second day of fighting. And so out of line, he got easily outflanked, and devastating losses for his corps, and personally lost his own leg. So I'm going to put him as a D general. I don't know who we're going to put in F yet, but we're going to have someone, I guess. Here we got Daniel Couch. Again, Couch was another general who was offered command of the Army of the Potomac. I think he had a ton of run-ins with Hooker when Hooker was commander, the second commander of the Army of the Potomac. And eventually Couch, I think, was reassigned. Decent general. Didn't really make too many waves one way or the other, so I put him as just an average. I forget who this is, so I'm not going to put him on there right now. This is a Daniel Hunter. Daniel Hunter was a political friend of Lincoln. but as a general, really didn't do much successful. This is Don Carlos Buell. Don Carlos Buell commanded forces, I believe, in Ohio and Kentucky, or he was the commander of the Army of Ohio, and his men came over and kind of, I don't want to say saved the day at the Battle of Shiloh, but they were on their way. Grant got caught at Shiloh with an ambush, but he knew that as long as they could survive that first battle and hold the Confederates off, the Confederates would be worn out, and Grant would be getting Don Carlos Buell's Army of the Ohio reinforcing him. But other than that, Buell didn't do much and would lose command of the Army of the Ohio pretty soon after that. This is Edward C. Ord. I think he was, I'm going to put him in, rank him as, again, an average general. He, maybe B. Put probably in the B level, because he did command all the way through the end of the Civil War, kind of under Grant. So if Grant would remove, if Grant didn't think a general was worth it, he'd be moved somewhere else into another army. So, yeah, Ord was there towards the end at Richmond. We got Abner Doubleday, rumored as the legendary inventor of baseball. If in fact he did or not is up to interpretation. But again, probably a pretty average, if below average general. Didn't really do much. He's known more for, again, baseball. Edwin Sumner was probably the old. I believe he was the oldest. Jackie's back again. All right. Actually, let's put that. Oh, I've been talking about these Civil War generals. I don't have it up on my screen. All right. Well, let's go see what ATC is saying, and then we'll go back to that. I can't believe I've been doing that.
135.1 for Aruba 9er tree.
This is what happens when you do live streams. You screw things up like that. If I was making a video, it'd be different. All right, tune Havana Center. Contact Havana Center.
Aruba 9er tree 1 flight level 240.
Aruba 9er tree 1 Havana Center. Continue to Newton as planned.
All right, so we passed by the Cayman Islands off in the distance. I don't know if we're going to be able to see them. They're going to kind of be behind us now. Might be over there. That might be Jamaica. That could be Jamaica too. Can't really tell. You're in London? Like in real life in London? Cool. Alright, we're continuing to Dutan as planned. I'm going to grab the MEDAR data right now before we get too far along. Weather request send in real life. Awesome. Yeah, my uncle was over there this past weekend. I don't know if he's still there, but he traveled over. I think they're in mainland Europe now, so they're probably doing a little European trip. But they were over in London over the weekend on Sunday because the Green Bay Packers were playing there, playing the Giants, and ultimately lost. But they were playing there at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Hotspur. Oh, lucky him. 2:30 in the afternoon. Yeah, about 6 hours ahead. Oh, I'm not. Yeah, that would be right. I received messages. Get the MEDAR printed out. And while we're in here, let's just kind of take a look ahead, and then we'll go back and, or maybe I'll just stop doing the ranking. I don't know. I'm just blah 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 blah. Maybe do a simpler ranking or something to pass the time. Let's see. Pad. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. Why did all my pads blow up in size here? What's going on with this? Okay. That should be good, right? There we go. Navigraphs. Alright. So we are right there. That's where we are in relation to Cuba. Cuba's going to be pretty soon popping up in front of us. Start seeing stuff. What we're interested in is the star chart, standard terminal approach. We're coming in on the Dutan 9 Alpha. Coming into Dutan, then that's our. I mean, that's the star. It's not much. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for an altitude. At Hotel Alpha 411, I hear it's saying we need to be above 3,000. We'll see it's saying 2,000. We'll double check on our approach. Yep. So we're not going all the way into the VOR. We're just going to go straight in. But if we were doing the VOR, we'd be at 3,000 feet. At Woolsey, we need to be at 2,000 feet. So 3,000 at the transition Hotel Alpha 411. Then we go descend to 2,000 at Woolsey, and then that's where we'll capture the glide slope at Hotel Alpha 402, 5.6 miles out from the ILS. Assuming basically a 3% glide slope. Our here. This. Our minimum is going to be 420. Okay. Go down here, get our printout, put all this in. QNH is 1015. Temperature 24. Wind, we're not getting it. I don't know why we haven't been getting wind lately on these MEDARs. And transition altitude is a transition 3,000 feet. That's where we transition back to our ground pressure. So we're going to look at the chart here. So 2,000 is where we're going to capture the glide slope. Go around procedure, we're going to climb straight out on our runway heading to 2,000 feet, or 60 degrees. That's our runway heading 60 degrees. We're going to turn right and what is it? Turn right. Oh, okay, I see. We're going to turn right and fly back to the VOR radial 154. So we're going to turn right and we're going to aim back for this radial, this line that's coming off of the VOR. So that's what that's for. Once we hit that VOR line, we're then going to be on it, go to a hold, get our hold here at Dutan, get our clearance to come back and try again. So that's what that radial is. Hopefully that works. Hopefully I set that up right. But that's what it means when it's talking about radial, is that you're going to have like the degree off of the VOR, and you're going to be flying back to that, and then once you hit that, you're going to stay on that. So there's no heading for this. I mean, we could turn really tight if we wanted to, or we can turn a little bit shallow. There's no how much you have to turn right, but you're turning right and headed back towards that radial. Hey, you're all over the place, Jackie.
Aruba 9er tree, 1 contact Havana Center on 120.25. Good day.
120.25 for Aruba 9er tree 1.
Alright, we're starting to see the islands just to the south of Cuba. Cayo del Rosario, Cayo Largo del Sur. Isle of Youth is going to be a big one off to right over there. I saw these, I'm like, well, where's that one? There it is, off our side. Alright, Havana Center.
Havana Center, Aruba Niner Tree 1 flight level 240.
Aruba Niner Tree 1 Havana Center. Continue to Newton as planned.
I think we're going to bring back doing a tier list here, but something a little bit more in line with what we're doing right now. I think I got a little off base doing the history one, but I will make one. Do some history tier lists, but probably as videos themselves. Get a good view here of us coming in. We're almost done with this flight, so next flight, if we have a longer flight, we'll do a tier list. I think we'll do country flags, since we're doing the world tour, you know, or I'll save that for when we get a really long flight. I don't know, but now we're getting to where it's really cool, the cool blue of it. What's it saying, about 11 miles out, or 11 miles, 11 minutes out.
You are tree 9 miles southwest. Descend and maintain 9,000 feet. Expect your DME runway 06 approach via HA410 transition. Cleared to HA410.
Why'd they switch to VOR? Type selected ILS. Weird. Alright, so 9,000 or... Oh, never mind. Oh, they're talking to someone else. Arrow and laces. Okay. So we're descend and maintain 15,000 feet. I was confused. I should be on the ILS.
Descend and maintain 15,000 feet, Aruba 9er Tree 1.
Seatbelt signs on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt. To assist with customs at our destination, flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
Why are we not ascending at a faster rate? I mean, we need to be at 3,000 right here. Can we just get down there? quicker. I'm always concerned with the auto descent. It's like, okay, are you descending me at a rate that makes sense, or are you gonna putts and then at the last second I gotta descend 5,000 feet within 10 miles. I think we're gonna do a. Oh.
Contact Havana approach on 120 decimal tree. Good day. Decimal tree, arrow and laces tree 12. Descend and maintain 9,000 feet.
Right, descend and maintain 9,000 feet.
Descend
Aruba
and maintain
931.
9,000 feet, Aruba 9er tree 1.
Aruba 9er Tree 1, please expedite your descent 9,000 feet. Aruba 9er Tree 1, contact Havana approach on 120.3. Good day. American 1072 Havana Center, continue to Denton as planned.
decimal tree for Aruba 9er Tree 1.
We have begun our final descent.
Havana approach Aruba 9er Tree 1 is passing 9,400 feet, descending 9,000 feet.
Final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and secure in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect VOR DME runway 06 approach via HA 411 transition. Cleared to HA 411.
Stand by Aruba 9er Tree 1.
Aruba 9er Tree 1, roger.
Not that it really matters, VOR versus ILS. But
Aruba 9er Tree 1 would like ILS runway 06 approach HA 411 transition.
we really don't need ILS, that's why they probably gave us VOR, but same thing either way. VOR and the ILS in this case. Alright, so we're descending at 3,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 06 approach via HA 411 transition. Clear to HA 411 Aruba 9er Tree 1.
Alright, they gave us a QNH, didn't they? Didn't. 2998. So once we get down there, 2998. Let's see. Turn on the landing system. You can see how the way I have the VOR set up. I think that's where the VOR, or yeah, I have the course I have 154, so it's going out from the VOR. And in fact, I probably want to have it the opposite direction. I think pointed out for the radio. I think either way it works because they'll still get us on there. We'll just be facing the other direction. But you can see it's at 154 going into the VOR or coming out. I think coming out, you actually want it to set it to the 180. That would be 334, whatever. But as we fly closer to it, get closer to it, this arrow will get on there, and then we can fly along it for that go around. If we need to do go around. So we got a layer of fog.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 descend and maintain 2,000 feet.
And the 2,000 feet for Woolsey. Kind of high up here. I told you it's gonna. Struggle to get to where we need to be.
Did you copy?
Yes, I did. I need to fly though first. No.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet. Aruba 9er Tree 1.
Aruba 9er Tree 1, you are 1 tree miles southwest of Marty. Contact Marty Tower on 118.1 when inbound.
Why can we not get this plane slowed down? Oh, I had those out. Why do they keep going back? What?
Aruba 9er Tree 1, please acknowledge.
Do my spoilers not work? Uh-oh. Well, that's good. So, spoilers don't work for some reason. makes it very hard to slow down here. I mean, we're looking all right with the diamond, but we're
Did you hear my last transmission?
yeah.
Tower on 118.1 Aruba 9er tree 1.
Okay, so without the speed brakes, it gets a
Marty
little
Tower
difficult
Aruba 9er tree
to
111 miles southwest inbound
slow
ILS
down.
runway 06 approach.
Aruba 9er tree 1, Marty Tower. QNH 29er, decimal 9er 8, wind calm, cleared ILS runway 06 approach.
Again, I think we have to go around just because we could not get descended in time.
Airline leases tree 12 exit runway.
2,500.
I'm having trouble like getting down a lot lately. My descents last few times have been very hard to get where we need to be speed-wise.
Aruba 9er tree 1, follow the aircraft on the runway. Wind calm, cleared to land runway
2,000.
06. Airline leases tree 12 exit runway when able.
There you go, now we can bleed the air off. What is the runway?
Aruba 9er tree 1, did you copy?
Cleared to land runway 06 Aruba 9er tree 1.
1,000.
Airline leases tree 12, turn next taxiway. Airline leases tree 12,
There we go.
contact
A little bit of
ground
extreme
on
flying,
121.9.
but we wanted to get our speed where we needed to be. Cabin check, armed, spoilers.
Going to 121.9er, airline leases tree 12.
$500. $400. $300. Above. $200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10.
We're gonna exit here at taxiway Charlie.
Aruba 9er tree 1, turn next taxiway. Aruba 9er tree 1, contact ground on
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our
121.9er.
destination. The local time is
121.9er
4:33 p.m.
for
and
Aruba
it's
9er
currently
tree
about
1.
Oh, now it's
24
gonna talk.
degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile
Kind of.
devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off.
Marty ground Aruba
Remember to
9er
use
tree
caution
1
when
taxi
opening
to
the
the
overhead
gate.
bins as items may have shifted
Aruba
during the
9er
flight.
tree 1 taxi
We thank you
to
for
gate
flying
3
with us and we
via
hope to see you
taxiway
again.
Charlie Alpha Delta.
Taxiing to Gate Tree 4 via taxiway Charlie Alpha Delta Aruba 9er Tree 1.
Got a little bit of other airport traffic, which is nice to see from FSLTL. A little bit more than we had in Nicaragua. Can't tell if that's Cayman ahead of us or who that is, but we're going to be turning right here into Delta. We're on Alpha right now, so Charlie Alpha and Delta into Apron 3, going to Gate 34. Help me at all. Start. This is Viva. Some guy looks like an Iberia over there. You know I should have done PSX and then told them what gate I want. Then they would have set up, I would know.
The requested
34.
position is already assigned to another aircraft.
Set it up and I'll see. Ah, just off. We're on the wrong gate. Right? No, that is the right gate. That was the right gate. Nice guess. See the marshaller. Parking brake set, and APU bleed on. Master switch is off. I think I parked a bit to the left. Did I really? Yeah. That one. Okay, let's request a boarding.
The boarding requested.
Seatbelt signs off.
Passengers deboarding started.
Now we can see the passengers coming off. Yeah, I think it goes by what you have in your payload, and with the A32NX, we don't have our payload on. So maybe what I'll do is in the future, I'll just have the payload instant for the plane, and then we'll do all the visuals like this. Because you really don't need to do the timing, you know, just have it instant. If you see right here, we just do instant loading time. That way, when the passengers come, we'll see all the passengers coming on the plane. I think that's what will fix it. I think it's guessing the passenger number by the weight. So we got 159. I think in reality, or in our flight plan, it was like 148. So the estimate's off a little bit, but not too bad. Right over here we have Viva, and you can see there the carts are coming out for that, gates out. GSX doesn't do things for all the other planes, but with the FSLTL, you are getting the gates will hook up to them and everything and do that stuff. I mean, this shot's even cooler because you can see them taking the luggage off, you can see the passengers going through, we can see some other planes. I like this shot, it's really cool. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Let's take a look at Volanta really quick. Yep, Havana. And where is it? There it is. I always have a hard time finding things. Move that over really quick here. Review our flight. First person to arrive in Havana today. Be a nice shot across the Caribbean in for a landing of 249 feet per minute. I thought it felt a lot better than that, but I guess it was a little firm. But that's alright. Not bad. I thought we were going to have to go around for sure. But we were able to get down a little bit of extreme flying, I think, but not too bad. And I didn't make an animation for this flight to show where we've been so far, so let me just do it the old school way we've been doing it. Gonna take a moment or two. But we got all these passengers deboarding, cargo coming off. Is it? It usually is about the same as what a Pack X is saying though too, so yeah, but it didn't feel that bad. And we were on the center line. Center line is the thing that matters the most. We came in on the center line. We didn't go swerving all over the place, didn't bounce. And hopefully, I'm hoping the recording I'm making right now using Sky Dolly is going to work. It's currently still recording. Once we're unloading everything, I'll stop the recording and then we'll play back. We can actually play back the whole flight. I don't want to do that. Let's get everyone off.
Crew deboarding starting.
Right, we're gonna fuel pumps off. Free oxygen supply, gears, and you can just leave it in this position. What version of GSX? GSX Pro? I mean, are there other versions? I hit the latest update. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to what's going on with it. But it's once you got an idea of how it's supposed to work. Well, it kind of glitched today when we were doing our pushback. It's like it wanted the good engine confirmation so it could disconnect, and you know we could then taxi. And the menu though was like, oh, what parking spot do you want? I'm like, what? So glitched there. Haven't had that problem. I think I'm getting pretty decent at using it. We're not getting stuck in too many loops where we have to restart it. Most of the time we see the passengers. I think I figured out how we can see the passengers. It's based on, they're doing an estimate off of your payload weight or your zero fuel weight or whatever. And when I first start a flight and everyone starts boarding, I don't have all that payload on board because I'm using the FSS or the fly-by-wire loading, and so it doesn't think there's anyone. It's like maybe one passenger walks on, but then when we deboard, we always have it because I'm at a full payload now. So next flight, I'm going to probably just insta-load the payload within the plane. That way, the sims, you know, GSX goes, oh yeah, we're supposed to have 150 passengers or whatever. We can see them all come on board. That'd be pretty cool. Is there a GSX? I don't think there's an... Is there any other GSX that's available for Microsoft Flight Simulator? I don't think so. I think GSX Pro is the only one. I mean, I think there was GSX whatever, but that was back for Prepared and for Prepared 3D and probably FSX. There was earlier versions, but I think the only version that's available for MSFS is Pro version. Yep, and Pro has everything as far as everything is. I think I got the world map coming up here. I didn't make a animation or anything, so a bit of weight on it. Let's get that field now. Go, world map, where are you? World. What? No. I did. Oh no, there it is. Alright, so here's our world tour so far. Again, I'll try to get those animations made. I liked it better. Today we're going to Cuba, and there it is. There's Cuba. Next flight's going to be down to the Cayman Islands right there. And that will be on Thursday. I hope to see you guys then. We'll probably start the stream probably more 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning as opposed to 6. Alright, we're all done here. Gonna bring up the... I really need to kind of reorganize how I have my stuff laid out here. You see our plane is empty in Pack X, so we'll end the flight. And here they're giving the landing rate 255, so still a little firm. Passenger receding, I guess we had at the beginning. And comment, definitely recommending you at work. Alright. Let's go into the replay. I'm using Sky Dolly for this. So let's see if it works. Replay. Stop recording. Oh, don't say not responding, just work. There we go. Okay, so let me bring that up just to kind of show you what I'm using. It's so this is called Sky Dolly. You can get it on flightsim.to. We have a record. It kind of makes a logbook here, even with the date and everything. Flights. Not sure what this is. Custa D and then Custa A. Custom arrival. Total time of flight 4:17. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, these times are weird. 12:30 to 4:47. Is that sim time? Whoa! When did we jump to 4:47? When did that happen? Or did we just go through time zones? Huh. Okay, so we can play. I think we want to scrub through. Does it change the time of day and everything?
Havana Center Aruba 931 is type Airbus A20
Oh yeah,
and flight
you can
level
go the whole
210.
way of the flight.
Request flight following.
Whoa.
Havana approach Aruba 931 is type Airbus A20 and 3 miles southwest of Marty 3,800 feet.
That's loaded
Request
in here.
flight following.
Aruba 9er tree 1 Havana approach. Squawk 5, tree 22.
Squawk 5 tree 22 Aruba 9er tree 1.
Okay, it doesn't look like it's working.
Aruba 9er tree, 1 radar contact.
Doesn't look like it's working, so I'm wondering, do I need to have the
1,400 feet. QNH
play?
tree, 0.00.
Oh, I think I need to press play. If I don't press play, your plane will just crash. If you don't press play, your plane will just crash out of the sky because you just moved it there.
Aruba 9er, tree 1 verify, squawking 5 tree 22.
Well, it's got the landing gear. Looks like the engines are moving. Sound isn't technically right. There was the same problem with any other ones. Like the experimental replay system, it works very well that it keeps your engines running. Maybe it's restarting the engines, I don't know. I think the time doesn't. Okay, so you don't really want to be in the cockpit. So it doesn't turn anything back on in the cockpit. I don't know if it does flaps.
Aruba 9er tree 1 ATC, services terminated. Good day.
Havana approach Aruba 9er tree 1 is type Airbus A320N 4 miles southwest of Martí 1,000 feet. Request flight following.
Aruba 9er tree 1 Havana approach. Squawk 0001.
Okay, so it doesn't maintain your flap settings,
0001 Aruba 9er tree 1.
but it does have your landing gear. So again, it seems a little rough. But I don't think the in-game experimental replay kept your flaps out either, or any of that stuff. So we'll do a few replays here. Like I said, I wish they just had the X-Plane system where it's like it just replayed the whole flight. You could go back anywhere in your flight. Everything would be the same. The weather would go back, or at least the time of day would go back. I don't know. Nice approach. You see all the fall trees, courtesy of the John Hibashi's 4-season pack, 4-season mod. A little firm, but again, on the center line. Back again.
Havana approach Aruba 9er tree 1 is type Airbus A320N 5 miles northeast of Mike Uniform Sierra Alpha 2,500 feet. Request flight following.
Aruba 9er tree 1 Havana approach. Squawk 75 tree.
Squawk 75 tree Aruba 9er tree 1.
Butter smooth.
Aruba 9er tree 1
Well, we'll see how it looks out here. How if I kind of flared. I mean, we were way too high, and I actually got a nice. I was able to get, kind of get a descent and get back on the glide slope, and then hit the autopilot for us to approach, and then brought it in manually. About probably right around here went manual, and I guess we just don't have a lot of wind. It was I don't know if there's any wind going on. Like that. At least the metadata is showing no wind for both departure and arrival, so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I wasn't fighting it. Usually when I take over, I start drifting to the right or to the left, and it's probably just a little bit of wind. And today it was kind of... Today it almost felt like I was landing the A330 or the 747 or one of the bigger planes where your inputs are not going to affect it as much.
Tree 1 verified, squawking 75 tree.
Doesn't look bad at all. On the center line and everything. Let me just pull that back. Awesome. I will do one more from this view. I think this will be a good view. So pause that. Back up. Play.
Havana approach Aruba 9er Tree 1 is type
So the
Airbus
way to
A320
turn off my
5 miles
ATC
southwest
quickly.
of Marty 1,000 feet. Request flight following.
Actually, yes.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 Havana approach. Squawk 0601.
Squawk 0601 Aruba 9er Tree 1.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 radar contact 4 miles southwest of Marty 1,000 feet. QNH Tree 0.00.
Roger Aruba 9er Tree 1.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 reset transponder. Squawk 0601. Aruba 9er Tree 1, your transponder appears inoperative or malfunctioning. Reset squawk 0601. Aruba 9er Tree 1 verified, squawking 0601.
Yeah, see, we didn't hop or anything, so it doesn't show the reversers, unfortunately. Again, I don't think the experimental replay system from a Zobo doesn't do that. Flight Recorder doesn't do that. This one doesn't do it. It looks like you have to reset your flaps and all that stuff. Looked like you put the lights back on good and all that, but not perfect. But better than so far. It's better than using the in-game. Now what we can do, watch this. Let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back to the beginning.
Approach Aruba
See how
9er
much this
Tree
loads.
1
It's gonna take a lot of work.
4,900 feet.
Aruba 9er Tree 1, approach QNH 29er, decimal 88. Continue
Here we are all the way back to the beginning of the flight. Yeah, let's see what it does. Okay, so the flaps. See, it doesn't control the flaps, which is unfortunate. We'll see if it controls the gears. Controls the lights, controls strobes, all that. So what we can do, what I'm interested in seeing it do, we can actually do this. We'll stay in the plane like this. We'll do a whole flight replay. Let's see if we can do it. Now you can play this at faster times. So here's 2 times speed, 4 times, 8, 16. So this is actually, I can actually make some like YouTube videos like this. It'll be pretty cool. I don't know if the time of day where we're at. Oh, it goes back to the time of day even though we really were like 12:30.
800 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
It probably won't adjust the time properly though. But pretty cool.
Squawk 152
That doesn't bring up the landing gear.
Tree 1.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 radar, contact 19er miles east of Mike November, Foxtrot Charlie 9,500 feet.
And it jerks around. Just like the time acceleration and stuff.
Charlie airspace, Aruba 9er Tree 1.
Aruba 9er Tree 1, you're leaving my airspace.
Well, it's not really jerking around. I mean, it's just that's all that about, and you're going so fast that it looks like that. It's actually pretty cool. Flaps away.
Squawk 7000. Frequency change approved Aruba 9er Tree 1. Central America Center Aruba 9er Tree 1 is type Airbus A320 Tree 4 miles northeast of Mike November Mike Tango flight level 240. Request
be a way
flight
for me
following.
to turn the volume off, you know?
Aruba 9er Tree 1 Central America Center.
5 to Aruba 9er Tree 1.
That's normal speed. Let's do 32. Yeah, I think if you go too fast, you won't be able to get the. Obviously, it's not gonna. I don't think it speeds up time. Might. Nah, probably not. See how it loads in the scenery. Whoa. Too fast. Too fast for the scenery. Let's kind of... Whoops. Remember, you need to be playing... Here, let's do 16 times. Yeah.
Havana Center Aruba 9er Tree 1 is type Airbus A320N 29er miles southeast of Mike Uniform Golf Uniform Flight Level 190. Request
Just playing around with this replay system, I mean, pretty cool. I mean, if you do a definitely if you do a really long flight, you can kind of zoom it. You know, probably a really nice tool for using if you want to make a YouTube video of your flight. You can do a nice quick replay, and then as you come in and landing, slow that down and cut it up and do things. So yeah, maybe going forward, I'll kind of do stuff like that, record some stuff, and then kind of put like a condensed version of flights together later on. That'd be kind of cool to do. I think the only drawback I think still is that you have to kind of set the flaps and the gear and all that stuff. So right now we don't actually have the landing gear out. Maybe a little too fast in here. And it does change the time a little bit. I'm doing something with the time. Let's see if we go to real time and if it changes. So it's 10:34. Back. Let's see if it affects the game time. I don't know if it does. It was 10:34. Just kind of stress testing this right now. Say 34. Yeah, I think that just changed the time zone though. That's all I think changed. I don't think it's actually. We'll go.
Approach Aruba 9er Tree 1 is type Airbus A20 and 3 miles east of Managua, 1,400 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Yeah, see, so it's not adjusting. The time is not locked to this, which is unfortunate. It'd be really cool to see the weather and the sky change fast. Sadly, you can't. You do formation flying and everything. There's a lot of cool things. I'm not gonna make a video on it, the whole stuff, at least not right now, but variables. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it does the engine, clay controls, doesn't do secondary, I think, right now, or the gears. I don't think. Let's see if it changes this. Puts the gear down. Yep, it did. Kind of missed it. Go back. I'll do. Then gear up.
Approach Aruba 9er Tree 1 is type Airbus A20 and 1 miles north of Marty, 5,400 feet. Request flight following.
Aruba 9er Tree 1 Havana approach.
Let's see if it does it.
Squawk Tree 10 Tree.
It doesn't affect the flaps yet, so hopefully that's something they add in later, that it will actually do your flaps. That'd be cool to see the flaps also move. Okay, so it's saying down here, but it's not showing it. Okay, so it recognizes it, but it doesn't actually bring it down, unfortunately. The engine sounds good, kind of screwy. All right, well, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, better than a little bit more options and things you can play with than the in-game. So that's about it. Let's actually, we'll just leave it there. Can I zoom? Get back out of it? And yeah, now it drops it to the ground. What? Just, oh. Like, why are there all these other planes suddenly? Yeah, now we're in the ground. Yeah, a lot more other planes have loaded in. That's cool. So that's the only problem is that, yeah, once you finish it, you're gonna sink your plane into the ground. I wonder if I completely just exit it. Nope. Alright, well, thanks for coming along on the flight. We're just playing there with the replay system, and there are some limitations still, but I think that worked pretty good for our what we wanted to do, at least. So, thanks for coming along. Next flight is going to be on Thursday. Probably, let me just kind of adjust this. Probably going to be, I think it worked better to give myself a little more time to wake up and stuff. We'll be flying from Havana here to Georgetown in the Cayman Islands. We'll be on Cayman Airways, I believe in the 737-800 from PMDG. So, until then, take care and happy flying. I hope you see you then. Please like the video, comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And see you next time.